Good evening from Philadelphia and the city of brotherly love. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And here on South Broad Street, Jay, the spectrum used to reverberate. You can say the same now for Wells Fargo Center.
And you know what, Ed? All you need is a little bit of patience and a couple of top NBA draft picks, and you find guys like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid that will forever change the face of your franchise.
These days, it feels like 1983 in South Philly. To Paul George. Defense, making the ball carrier work. Add 2 points to the board.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Tobias Harris. Embiid, 3 seconds, it's going the other way. Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
Sixers have the basketball. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Free throw good as he finishes off the three-point play. They're back within a bucket. To Leonard. Paul George couldn't keep it in. Out off Tobias Harris. George can't go down. Smothering defense. Had a chance, but it's no good. Took it down the lane, but it's no good. Now a pass stolen by the Sixers. And they call it.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Simmons. To Tobias Harris. Trying to cash in and strokes it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. 3 for 4. Good start.
Every NBA player has a superpower. His, obviously, is that depth perception, because that trajectory leads the ball to the net every time.
It's good.
You see, the great playmakers see the shot before it ever happens. They recognize how they were being guarded on the previous set, and then they make the necessary adjustments.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
George. Leonard. He made his first effort, but not that time. Richardson. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Leonard, and a whistle.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Here's Leonard for 2. Second effort. Rebound taken by the Sixers. Harris to Embiid. And finishes strong. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Almost, but no good.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
The assist from number 33, Tobias Harris.
Leonard. He engulfed him that time.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
And count the basket inside.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Leonard. To George. Beyond the arc for three. Sixers able to clear the rebound. Simmons with it. Up 6. Harris. Oh, they called the foul.
A simple touch foul.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions.
Team foul number 3. First foul in the last 2 minutes.
Embiid.
Into the game for the Philadelphia.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Now Doc wants a timeout. His guys have come out flat. Slow start in this first quarter.
10% discount on your meal. Knoxville Burgers, where the grill is magic.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
Number 25, Bill Simmons.
Leonard to Beverly. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George to Leonard. Has a look. Kawhi Leonard. Now 4 for 9.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
That's how you punctuate a good first quarter. 3 more left to go, but you've set the momentum for the second.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
The assist from number 13, Paul George.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. First quarter's complete. The 76ers have the lead. First quarter complete, on to the second period. A little bit of a feeling out process so far.
I really like what I'm seeing. Both teams look engaged. There's some trash talking going on the court. I think this has a making to be a big-time game.
Count the bucket for 2.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
George still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Runner's good there.
Well, you know what the old saying is, when you assume you make a... You know what I'm talking about. You can't fault the D too much there. I was expecting to kick out 3.
Shot from the lane won't go. Horford. For 3. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Beverly into the front court. They find themselves down 10. Fires the 3. Now that's a contest.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Number 1, Scott.
George. And he stays cold from deep as he misses another one. It's no good. Here's a chance from long range, and he can't get it to go down. It's no good. George. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Strong finish for Paul George.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Sixers control it. Richardson has a chance. Couple of cracks at the line now.
You never really want to foul a shooter, but if you do, ensure they're going to have a tough time converting. That's good knowledge of personnel.
Number 8, shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. To Paul George. Fires the 3. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Gets it to go. Didn't have many choices there. Lets it fly.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
George, that's how you defend.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Ben Simmons. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Beverly to George. 4-3. Well defended. To Tobias Harris. Simmons to Tobias Harris. Lets it fly from long range. They have to keep him in their grasp.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Time to shuffle things up.
Number 42, Al.
To Leonard. Going to launch beyond the arc. No good. That's great defense. To Horford. Almost unlucky bounce to Paul George. Can't miss those. To Horford. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, smothering D.
1 minute remaining in the second quarter.
He
Cruises in for 2. Too easy.
It's almost like he had the defender on a string, and he's the puppet master.
Richardson, count the triple.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. George, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. George buries it on the catch and shoot. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Leonard, that's good D. Shot no good. Got it.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Defense. Defense, let's go.
Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there. First half comes to an end, and a great start for the 76ers. First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Beverly to George.
Watch the cutter coming through.
All by himself. Creates his own shot there.
All right, you got the first bucket of the second half. Now get a stop, because honestly, that's where your troubles were in the first.
To Tobias Harris from long range. Now ready to shoot at the line.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
And he hits the second. Three for 3. Nice. Leonard to Paul George. Beyond the arc for 3. And Paul George, not sure why they left him that wide open. Takes advantage.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Nice pass to set things up.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
To Leonard. To George. Curling inside. George to the basket, but it won't go. To Tobias Harris. Trying to cash in. A fundamental shot right there.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Count it. Three-pointer is good.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
To Leonard. To Richardson. For 3. Textbook defense. Leonard. Great defense, forcing the miss.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
George. Smith with the basketball. His guys holding the big lead. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Sixers call for time as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Gets in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. To Leonard.
Number 23, Louis Williams.
George. Tough shot. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To Paul George. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Off the mark on his free throw. To Horford. Oh, he had it. Leonard. Cleared out by Embiid.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
From the painted area, won't go down. To Embiid. And he throws it down. Al Horford showing off all the moves.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Shot off the mark. Good defense. To Richardson.
1 minute remaining.
Fires the 3.
Missed it.
He was absolutely scoring at will in the first half. But now that the defense has picked up, don't try to do too much. Less is more.
It was contested, but Paul George still dials in for 3.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Philadelphia with the basketball.
I got him. Catch up, baby.
Substitutions. Philadelphia.
Josh Richardson. Not getting the bounce. Here's a chance from long range. It's good.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
George, he's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off 3-point shots.
To George. Harkless. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
I got ball.
The pass taken away by the Clippers. It's Embiid with the rebound. Time expires on the period, and the 76ers have to be feeling good. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Into the front court comes Simmons. His guys hold a commanding lead. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
And Lou Williams buries the 3 with a hand in his face.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
And a rim rocker. Joel Embiid.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
George, well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
There it is, Al Horford, 4 out of 7.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Fires the 3, cleans the offensive glass. Nice pass to get things going.
This is why I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
To Horford. And stuffs it home. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they'll talk things over here in this 4th quarter.
You considered a luxury box for your next group event. Availability is limited, so you must act now. Visit our team website for more details.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Simmons to Embiid. And look out.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
To Paul George. Strong finish for Paul George. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
To Tobias Harris. 4-3. He'll take that any day.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
Nice follow-up on the dunk there. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Lets it fly from long range. Had made his first couple, but he misses there. Paul George. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
There's no better feeling after a game after you had 25-plus assists and you won the game and everybody recognizes that it's time for their bank accounts to get rewarded.
He's had a good shooting performance, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, no one else pretty much helped out. As a coach, I would be irate that nobody helped pick up the slack. Look, one man can never beat 5.
Nice pass to set things up. Embiid, good for 2.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
And look out. Big finish at the rim.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Hey, match up.
Richardson to Embiid. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the 4th quarter.
Team jumps, including the fan favorite throwback jerseys. Get one for yourself before they're all gone.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Los Angeles Clippers, number 23.
Leonard. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Josh Richardson. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Richardson. Oh, emphatic slam.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Leonard. Message received. Well defended. To Tobias Harris. Going to launch beyond the arc. Harris always looking to create a shot, even ones like those.
I don't know how he saw his man out in the cut like that, but that was nice.
To Leonard. Oh, emphatic slam.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
To Tobias Harris. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. They snuffed it out. Tobias Harris missed it.
Stop the ball, stop the ball.
And they called the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
And he connects on the first free throw.
Shooting 2.
Goes 2 for 2.
Good shot. Get back, get back.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.